with Elk's Kai'Sa and Xiaohu on the roams. I mean, IG have good damage. They have good late game. They've got Xin Zhao plus Enchanter, which is quite strong, but I'm worried they don't have enough engage to...
a little bit of fight going on here in the jungle as Dede was wanting to start up the scuttle, but bot lane kerfuffle will curtail that for now. Dede is going to be on the other side of the wall here. He's going to have to choose to run away because if he wants to stick around, he has to go all the way back around. Photic doesn't have as much mana. Arha, he's going to get traded on pretty heavily. Those void stacks starting to hit, or at least the plasma stacks. Dede has decided he wants to go ahead and engage on the way. The fear is going to come in. I don't think this is a fight that Weibo wanted, but they're going to go for it anyways. Now Xiaohu is just going through the backline, ripping and roaring. He's found two. That's going to be a couple going to Weibo. 3-0 now to start in 1.7 thousand gold at 3.5 minutes for Weibo.
That is a complete
Here
save, and
comes
Xiaohu's coming now.
You know what's going to happen. You answer strongly by Weibo, and you're going to try to get the catch here. They got the double bounce with the Void Seeker.
No.
Al comes back from seemingly the grave to get the kill. That's going to be a massive XP boost, and he's already a level over Wei. He's going to have so much XP already. He's going to be able to have that kind of springboard going to that first item as Xiaohu comes over. But even in top lane, pretty decent CS differential developing there for Zika too.
Yeah, the jungle lead started with that. Xiaohu will show that the top camps are up, so I think that Jezza honestly could just give the Drake, run straight to the top camps. We could be very quickly looking at like a 2-level lead for a Nocturne. That's pretty crazy.
And he's going to have Arha right there with him. Xiaohu is going to be there with the distance of a Realm Warp. They will be close.
The Jezza has access to, and Weibo say it's one Chemtech Soul. It's fine. We can give that.
We're going. Burned. Photic gets the wild growth used on him, but here comes Zika. He's not the one you'd expect to come, but from the top rope comes the top laner, and that's going to be another kill to Elk, a third in a row, and he's starting to get up there.
Not ganking. Like, look at Wei. He is just back and forthing around the Herald, not doing anything, not farming, and Jezza is farming. At any moment, this can happen.
Oh my god, Rookie misses the scatter of the week and pays with it for his life. That's incredibly done by Weibo, but here comes the train. Here comes the moment for IG to try to pick a fight, but they immediately turn away. The train was not for them. It was for Saburo to come see his teammates.
Weibo pull the trigger and go onto Rookie in the mid lane. This is why Wei is covering so much and why he's down so many camps, but Jezza with his timing is just so perfect as to when he's going in and when he's actually farming or invading. Alright, doesn't have flash or ult, so this is a Nico down a lot of tools. But Weibo are 5.5k up.
They take Elk down a half health. That's a big TP coming in, though. It's going to be countered on the other side. He's the real tank player. Here comes the Paranoia combo onto the Equalizer. They try to get Wei down, but Wei keeps that Crescent Guard going. Dede is the one that dies first. Rookie looking to pick up some slack here, but it is Elk that is starting to fire away with his Kraken Slayer. It's going to be 4v4, both junglers down. Dragon's still up, and both teams very hesitant to move forward, but IG might have just taken the bait. They're going to look for the unstoppable onslaught onto the bot lane, but Saburo is by himself, tries to take down Zika, but now Xiaohu is going to be ripping him apart. Then Elk just killed Rookie. He will end up getting a little bit of a trade there in that mid lane fight, and it will be Photic that picks up the return kill. So it is blood and chaos across the rift, and Xiaohu finally kills Saburo.
I'm going to die here so that Photic can get that gold.
Then you look back and Xiaohu takes a second turret in the side lane after having taken that bottom one as well. Dragon still going the way of IG in the end. Still a 5,000 gold lead for Weibo.
And they were able to get the Dragon as well.
See if they can just take down Zika here.
Wow.
100-0 under the turret.
Okay, well, Weibo is going on the other side here.
Oh my god, he knocked him back, and then he just got his support killed. Rookie just killed Dway, and that's going to be a massive avalanche in the mid lane.
I mean, IG get the second Drake. It's Infernal Soul, so they're feeling pretty good about this, but they're losing so much in the mid lane. Weibo's answer back. They quickly pull themselves together after that kind of scrappy fight around the Drake, and are we realm warping to top? Are we realm warping to Baron? No, it is top.
He's got
the Herald too.
The charge here too. It's not going to be enough to get too much all the way down, but the Mites actually might do some work here to buy a lot of time.
Resource out, and now for this upcoming Dragon, the side lane will be a threat. Down a TP.
You got to be careful. Crescent Guard comes out, but now Wei has overextended himself. They do get a little bit of damage onto Elk, and Saburo is starting to at least tank up onto Dede. He will use that unstoppable onslaught, though, to get away. Another Scatter of the Week will go wide.
So IG, after losing the Saboro TP, want to try to get something in return.
Oh, Arha misses. The paranoia gets used and Arha dies. Oh man, that's a big pick. And IG, they're starting to weave back a little bit of strength here, and that's why I want to talk a little bit about their compositional strength.
We have to just try Baron and pull you away.
Yeah, they just want to force the tempo. They want to force the play, and they did so beautifully. I mean, IG fell straight into that one. They are going to leave Zika to get a tier 2 in top lane with no response either, and they're going to try to take the mid lane turret, but now Weibo is collapsing potentially.
Arha has ult back, so they bought enough time, Weibo did, and now their support has that crucial team fighting ult.
Baron has been taken. It's still taking him so long. He's not going to make it in time. The equalizer comes down. They are without way right now, and Zika will have to flash away. That'll be the dragon finally down, but the paranoia comes in. JJ finds the backline with Elk. Elk going for more kills here too. He's got 2 more. He's looking for a third. Is this going to be the pop-up moment? The flash comes out. Wei looks for the kill on the Elk. Elk finally goes down. Wei is now looking to clean up on the Xiaohu. That shield is going to be big though, and the TP coming back in for Weibo. That's going to be Zika joining the fight. The scout of the week does go a little bit wide. Wei is getting burned down with the flame spitter. Can't get away from that rumble. And Saboro going to be circled around on the flank as well. And Weibo have taken everything from IG.
Boon, but Weibo now on the Baron. They're getting a bit low though.
All right, got to remember the Baron is stronger now, and got to be a little careful with Rookie prowling around. Photic and Tway coming around, but the Baron will be taken. Another scout of the week comes through. They're going to try to pick off Zika here. Can they get him? Realm Warp going to get them out to safety. There's the clone coming through, and that will be an exit strategy from Zika and Weibo.
80 carry build. We've actually seen this matchup a couple of times, the Kai'Sa versus Yunara, and this new Kai'Sa build is kind of all the heat right now. I know that there was a lot of... Oh, hold on.
Oh, whoa, whoa, wait. Wow. The whole health bar just gets taken from him in the matter of seconds.
But it's just about keeping IG on vision in their base, right? We're going, though.
Okay, they're just going with the paranoia. Elk wanting to walk down, but he doesn't have killer instinct just yet. They do get Saboro, but he's going to go zombie mode and do some good damage over to Weibo. And Xiaohu's tanking the turret, but he should be fine with that shield coming through for him.
Without there's a TP behind as well.
They're going to find the angle. He's got the GAs playing super safe. Xiaohu goes for the flash play. Now goes onto the back line. He's looking to complete his quadra of the top kills in the game. He finally goes down, but it is the rest of IG who will fall right alongside him. A double kill comes through to Xiaohu, and Weibo look to end the game, look to make it to that top 4 and lock in playoffs with one final push.
Saboro might need to just sacrifice himself for the wave. There's this one and maybe the next one. If he can get it, I don't know if Weibo can end. Remember, the turrets are so tanky this season. They can get the inhibitor. Will they push? It's a pretty big wave, but Saboro playing aggressively, so they can't end just yet. Something, unfortunately, is against a 12,500 gold lead. This is one of the biggest gold leads we've seen. Away, it's too long. It's just about denying that. But if Weibo could get this Baron, look at Arha. He is a wolf sneaking around. He's been spotted though.
It's the
it's
clone.
The fake.
They're going to burn it with the paranoia. The Baron's gone. Arha looking for the angle. Gets stopped, but here comes the paranoia on the back line anyways. JJ going to be in a lot of trouble, and here comes Photic with his transcend oneself, but they lose Saboro. That's the front line. They immediately back away. It'll be Baron and a kill to Weibo.
Give this Drake. The problem is, for Weibo, they have to end on the Barons, and the Baron sieges haven't been great. They're very hard to do this season. Weibo with priority around this Baron, but I actually feel confident.
Here. Yeah, I mean, they're just stepping up right there, but paranoia with Arha on the flank. Is he finally going to get stopped? Saboro tries to get out, but dies instantaneously. Arha with the 3-man as Elk comes over the top, and Weibo have sealed the deal. The power unleashed is not enough. Rookie is not enough. But Weibo is, as they take down Wei one final time, all 5 strong to bring an end to this quest.
From the 2 carries from IG can do something. Arha finally hits a massive pop blossom. This champion is incredibly strong, trying to get the wave, but 1 minion is in. They have a cannon. No wave here. There is another one coming in, but they're going for the kills.
Rookie's trying to hold on like Spider-Man, but he cannot. The minions are gone, and Weibo, they're going to wait for this next wave. Can
IG
they
gonna respawn.
do it? They
have to use this wave.
They've had 2 opportunities to land this one, to sink this one in with a series win, and finally here they go. Elk goes back onto the back line. He is going to try to find more kills, but I don't think he's going to be able to. The GA has been popped. Now it's onto the Nexus turrets, but Elk goes down. Photic going wild, and that's a triple kill for Photic to defend the base. Now Xiaohu is going to die as well. Xiaohu trying to get a little bit of damage back, but he should go down slowly but surely, and the defense stands.
And I've said this a few times on broadcast. I'm going to say it again. Gold in this season feels fake because there is so much damage, because everybody actually holds gold. Remember, Photic is full build right now. He is 7 items. So Weibo will know that this is being done. They can see the HP, but it's burning fast.
Rookie's on the side, goes for a scattered weak. He hits on the Dede. Now they're going to go straight for Rookie. Rookie getting low, but he's still fine. He got the wild growth on him, and now Dede is down. The Dragon is the focus. Zika wants to try to turn and kill it. Elk finds the kill on the back line. At least he tries to take a little bit more. He goes golden, but it will not buy him enough time. Big picks from IG, but they've lost their front line. They've lost the Dragon. Now a third for Weibo, and Weibo will escape. The game goes on.
This game is becoming quite exciting, Mazel. That tanky. This is the first real turret siege we've seen go well, and it's IG pushing in. They'll trade them in inhibitor back.
You gotta do something, Weibo. Looking for a little bit of an angle, waiting for these respawns, and here comes Dede. He has Paranoia. Photic might have overextended. Paranoia coming in. The big Pop Blossom too. Photic going a little bit of the distance. He's still got his damage. He's still pumping, but Dede comes and takes him down, but the fight continues. It's still going the way of IG for now. They've got Rookie back in the fight, but here comes Elk. Elk is the big man on campus right now. Saboro gonna try to tank him up, gonna try to flash, gonna try to pounce on him, but Elk goes for the killer instinct, and Elk is still free firing. Meanwhile, Wei tries to go for Arha. He gets a little scatter the weak onto him, but they don't have enough damage to follow it up. IG are stuck in the base of Weibo, and Weibo will claim their souls. He's going to go for the Wellmore play onto Rookie. Rookie going to flash away, but Saboro will be that next target for Weibo.
I mean, there's super waves pushing in favor of IG.
They're turning over.
They can't end.
Potentially get the kill. He's got the Paranoia up. He's going to pop it. Rookie doesn't have much, doesn't have the scatter of the weak, and will be smoked down. The Teemo phase comes up. Is this finally a J-Beto?
Can they end? 6 seconds on Photic. He has ult available, but no one else is around. Photic would have to go massive. This might be it.
This is it, Photic. You got to stand tall. You got to stand strong, but he gets locked down by the Rune Prison. Immediately, GA pop. Weibo, they have done it. Finally, after all this time, consistently inconsistent, but they still make the top 4 and group ascend for Split 2.
Yeah, I've been a bit of a vocal doubter about the Zehen. I think it's really hard against a comp like this with the amount of range Varus and Azir can afford.
Fights in the later game.
I mean, with the Mega Inferno Bomb, with the Ice Skin, is it cold Inferno Bomb? Hold that thought. Saboro in top.
They go the ult with the public execution. Saboro doesn't have the passive. And
here, Jezek is doing the top scuttle, so he'll hit level 6 and have the upgraded smite. But the Dragon will be well beyond gone there with the prio that this bot lane is affording IG. There is the scuttle completion in a second. Right there, the level 6 and the upgraded smite, but the Dragon is already gone.
And it's going back to a trend. But now Dede going for one of those cerebral ganks here onto Rookie. Pushed right into him with the combo straight to the wall, and Rookie can't do anything as Dede expertly takes down the mid lane of IG.
This is kind of looking exactly like game 1, despite not having that early triple kill. On line 2, not a ton Saboro can do, but IG continue to find push in this lane, even against the Varus.
The Grand Starfall coming in, and they fully focus on the Elk. There's going to be a little bit of savior play from Dede, but it's not nearly enough. A late TP coming in. That's going to be more reinforcements for Weibo, and Xiaohu looking to clean up. He's still got his whole combo. He's looking to try to pick up some kills here. Rookie has finally made his name known. He's going to come over and try to get a kill. Big shove coming in from Xiaohu as he picks up 1 kill. Keeper Verdi going to knock Rookie away, and Dede will have to back away now. Another TP coming in, and that's going to be Elk rejoining the triple TP comp.
Is that hindsight 2020? When I swear I first heard that saying in 2020, and I thought it was some weird flashback. There's a lot of damage on Arha.
A little bit of a flashback here. He doesn't really have much tankiness at this point. He does get the heal at the last second. The Chains of Corruption comes down too. The Blight stacks are there. Elk almost gets the kill on a Photic. The Arcane Comet isn't enough. That's the Deadly Flourish now coming down, and Elk is left out to dry. Somebody's going to have to dodge. It goes through the middle. Elk gets sniped by Photic.
IG off to a much better start, Mazel, than that first game. 1,000 individual gold lead. Nice shuffle.
Rookie's going to have to be forced to flash out of that one. Zed goes for the combo with the Keeper's Verdict, though, and they have enough damage to take down Rookie. But here comes Wei with a Grand Starfall, always willing to answer, always willing to put his body on the line, and Zed will flash away.
Like, from us, I guess, you know, he kind of flew under the radar a little bit. We didn't really get a chance to talk about Xiaohu a ton in that game because of, you know, the Elk Kaiser and the stats on that pick and how well he did in that game, how crucial he was to the team fights. But Xiaohu is the one with the biggest gold lead on this Azir, who has been, pro players are showing. I might have to hold my thought here. Weibo, want to fight over this Scuttle Crab?
Apparently. Let's see what happens in a 4v4. Deadly Flourish does not land, but the Headbutt Pulverize lands onto 2, and Wei stuns Arha down to the dirt.
He's the only one with a gold lead that really matters. The Mbessa, 800 gold lead. They're both on one item right now. They're not in team fights, so doesn't really mean a ton. But Xiaohu in this side lane can really put pressure on these turrets. You see Weibo pathing towards Xiaohu, maybe trying to get some plates, or even the full tower would be really nice. But I think this is a game that Xiaohu really needs to show off that he's still got it.
Oh, Rookie's falling for the bait. He's trying to get under the turret. Gonna early flash, but he has left himself open to Dead getting the wall bang here. Here comes the Grand Starfall as a rebuttal, though. IG have found picks right back, and the Rookie stays alive. It's a double kill for Wei, and Xiaohu should be fine.
And Wei joins so quickly, so easily. This is not done. We're TPing behind. This is a Varus TP, though.
And he has no friends any longer.
He's out.
He's going to TP his way out, and beautifully done by Rookie. He gets the turret and escapes.
A Drake. This will give Prior over this Drake. No Pantheon ult. He's heralding in mid, though, so the Dragon is done. Hours in the span of like a minute and a half with a Herald and a Ziggs.
Yeah, indeed. There's going to be a little bit of a response here from Xiaohu, though. He'll get the side lane turret there for himself. That'll be nice to see, but doesn't do much in the grand scheme of things, Jay Beto.
Here's the ulti onto Elk. He's just dead.
Doesn't even, that was a way overkill. That was 3 ultimates used there.
And then they get the top tower as well. 3 towers in a span of about a minute and a half. Really impressive macro from IG.
The wallbang action here for JJ trying to get an entrance, but Wei is right here yet again, and here comes the rest of IG. Again, a Mega Inferno Bomb coming across, Mega Cold Bomb, whatever you want to do. Zika misses his ult, and this is just child's play for IG. They are picking them apart like little pieces of a toy.
Dead as well. There's no Mikhail, so any CC onto Elk will kill him very quickly.
Oh my god.
And Zika apparently.
Zika again.
Well, that's the whole point. It doesn't matter if Jway dies. It matters nothing. He even lives. So they get nothing. They get Jway's flash. They're down Cloud Soul Point now on a Cloud Rift. They're already fast in the jungle. They're going to be faster and faster in another 5 minutes. There is a massive timer on this game, Mazel.
There is, but it looks like Weibo want to try to make it advance. They might actually pick Wei here. He's slowed down, locked down, wallbang too. They will finally kill him. They're trying to get the kill to either Elk or Xiaohu, and they'll get the kill to Xiaohu. Trying to. Sabora has been waiting behind them this entire time. It feels like they're setting themselves up for a knuckle sandwich. Baron down to 6,000. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. They just find Elk. They didn't know he was there. Big Emperor's Divide, but the Grim Deliverance brings Saboro straight in. Zika's trying to take a 2v3 here with Arha, but Arha goes down. Saboro trying to chase down Xiaohu, but he can't find him. Gets locked down, and Saboro's gone.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Zehen. He just can't close the gap. Arha does fall down. 0-5 on this rel. It's more of a sacrificial death here. Jway.
Try to take him down. They got a lot of damage now that Xiaohu's completed about 2.5 items. They should be able to lock him down. That's going to be another pick and a 4th kill for Xiaohu.
We try again maybe on this Baron. It could be a look. With Varus, you have great secure because of the Blight stacks, and Azir does do Baron fast, but here's a TP in from Zehen. Saboro with this 30% max HP shield now.
Got the Grim Deliverance opening up is going to be IG trying to get onto this Baron. Baron's going low, and it's smote away by Wei. He steals the objective, and now it's going to be the public execution on the back line onto Photic, but Zika needs to be careful. He's losing his front line. He's losing his damage, and now he's going to sidestep a Deadly Flourish. He's going to try to use a little bit of dash tech, but that's it. Rookie cleans the kill at 5,000 gold up his Invictus game.
The Keeper's Verdict doesn't land onto this Pantheon, who has a great Q Smite steal. Wayne may be at risk here. He doesn't have flash or ult, so he's probably dead. but it doesn't really matter to me. I think even if he dies here, which he should die, they still got Baron. Nice overstay from Weibo. Nice tempo trap, but they're losing more on the bot lane. This tower's gone because of the Ziggs. You know, you were worried about... I was talking about sieging problems with the tanky towers. IG don't have that with Ziggs.
That is true, and you can see that here, plain and simple. A little bit of a defense coming out from Weibo as we see it. It's going to be a tough position to be in. As they actually want to make a proactive play here. They're TPing in as well. You can see it's going to be the addition of Xiaohu. There's going to be a double TP coming in. The crashdown gets blocked on by Arha, but Xiaohu misses the big Emperor's Divide, but the wallbang still comes in. It's been a double kill going to Photic, but Photic is now down and Dway falls too. Xiaohu is just remaining to be the man on campus. He's 6-0, and he's trying to pull this Weibo team from the grave.
The end of this, but we don't have... Oh, hold on, back alive.
Wei getting caught again. He doesn't have as much tankiness, and now he's getting caught by the entirety of Weibo. 5 men strong. They take him down. Grim Deliverance can be used defensively, but he still gets flashed on and killed by Tete.
Okay.
No, it's going to be the kill going over to Elk, and now they're going to go straight to the Dragon. That's going to be second Dragon for them.
All right, IG, no Cloud Soul. Weibo have damage online. Xiaohu, 1.4 thousand gold up. He has...
That after a tough early start to the year, this is the guy.
They did get it stolen away. Wei with the flash over the wall.
Oh, they're going to try to find Rookie. He's got the Chains of Corruption on him too, and he is down. Another big pick, and Zika goes on the board with his first kill.
One of the biggest parts about Ziggs in a siege is that he's great anti-siege, right? But now that Ziggs is dead, Weibo can walk in and siege the turrets without risk of the wave being killed very quickly. Sabora in the top lane will put some threat on the map. So I'm an ADC player. Theoretically, Jin should be good with the crit changes, but he just doesn't find a place. Nice flash from Rookie.
That is going to be, but now it leaves Saboro,
or
at least Wei away. Saboro isn't even here. He's in bot lane, can't even be in a 5-on-5, or at least being answered to, as they are just running IG down the lead, continuing to trickle away from IG. Period from game number 1. Where that aggressive stance started not working out once Weibo, or at least once IG had started turtling, and now Weibo going to turtle here.
Mega Inferno Bomb missed, so Weibo still healthy.
It's
Ultra Wei this time does hit. It didn't hit at any point. He can Q flash onto the backline. Ara could just sacrifice himself here, and the dragon would be gone.
They're going to try to stick it. Xiaohu doing some good damage. IG hesitant to move into the pit, and now that might have cost them their life. Wei doesn't go with the aggressive stance, but it's the rest of his team that needs to back him up. Wei getting low. Public execution be flashed out of. Wei going down. Xiaohu now picking up yet another kill, and that's 5 strong, bearing down on IG.
So Weibo are on 3 Cloud Drakes. We're looking at a potential of a 4 Cloud Dragon, Cloud Soul, Rel, and Bessa. Azir with this soul, with 4 Cloud Drakes, they are...
4 that we had mentioned earlier.
I mean, Xiaohu's got the Rabadons. Elk's on 4 items. They have so much damage. Back with the gold lead themselves. Chains of Corruption will catch Shui, but that won't do a whole lot of anything. He still has Flash and also the...
You know what Icy Hot is? No? Is that something they have in Australia as a turret goes down?
No.
Oh.
Do enlighten
It's like
me,
for your
sounds
muscles.
interesting.
It's like it gets cold and then it gets really hot. And then it gets really cold and then it gets really hot. Perfect timing for an ad to pop up. You love to see it as we go for the ultimate fight here. The Dragon Soul for either side. Zika, he's waiting in the wings. He wants the entrance. Look at the double pincer maneuver that Weibo are putting. It will be on vision, but maybe it doesn't matter with how quickly they can get onto that back line. Dragon going down to 3,000. Keeper's Verdict going to go wide. It's going to be a 50-50. It's going to go the way of Weibo, and now they're going to get the Grim Deliverance, but a beautiful Emperor's Divide. They still lose bodies. Here comes the Grand Starfall. It's coming in deep. It's going in by himself. Can he do it? The wallbang comes through. Elk not going to go down just yet. The flash comes through. Wei chasing him down to the depths as Weibo are forced to throw the white flag up.
Means that the Dragon goes over, but Weibo lose the fight after. They've just used too much. IG, again, they cannot end without the Baron, without a team fight win. So instead, they go back to the Baron.
Right behind Xiaohu on that list. And here comes the Siege to get this turret, maybe get this inhib too.
IG with the Ziggs will be able to break open that first turret.
Wei's going to step up. Wei getting a little bit lower there.
Baron's
They'll
off.
still have the Unbreakable. Yep, that siege power is gone.
They're going.
Here they go. Zika decides it's time to go, but he gets locked down immediately. Deadly Flare's going to him, and that's going to be a big Mega Inferno Bomb with a kill clean up by Photic. Big Keeper's Verdict to get them out of there. It's now a 4v4, but I think Weibo is still going to be apprehensive of moving forward.
I think Zika doesn't land onto who he wants to and just gets one shot by IG. There is so much damage in this game right now, Mazel. We are, again, approaching 45 minutes in, a late game. Their main initiation, this Mbessa, is in the mid lane clearing out these waves. The Dragon is getting chunked down, but so is Saboro. Wade's going to TP back in, and I think we can have Zika join now.
Zika looking for a backline angle. They might try to go for Photic, but he has the GA. The Elder Dragon going low. Keeper's Verdict hits straight onto him. It's a 50-50. The Dragon, it goes his way. It's going to be huge as Weibo have this big buff, but they got to try to get the kills, the executions. It's going to be there, but he has his passive. Zika going wild. He still has his GA. Grim Deliverance going to come through, but the passive comes through. The Elder Dragon wings start to signal the reign of Weibo here in the top 4 of Group Ascend.
How did Weibo get that Elder? It was like a 30 health Dragon take there for Weibo, but IG will crumble at the end of this game. We are nearly 50 minutes into this game too. It's only a 2-game series, Mazel, but it's long, and Weibo will cement themselves. Not an easy, not a quick, but a 2-0 nonetheless.
A 2-0 to cap off what was an up and down season. Weibo have done the deed. A 2-0 for IG.
That's what I love. That's what we're here for, baby. That's what this is. Chaos, name of the game here in the LPL. When I take a look at the drafts, though, I feel like AL have better go buttons. Steal of the Wolves. Tarzan smites away the big one, which is, of course, the most important, but denies some XP, as now On is walking straight into the Tribush, just gonna phase check it and die. First blood to anyone's legend. On's brain seemingly off for that one, and now Shun in some danger as well. Kyle running in to make sure that Shun is not able to contest this blue buff, and AL get a kill for free.
Objectively not correct. Okay, cool. Well, that kind of stifles the play for BLG, but they make a counter on mid.
In trouble as well. Yeah, that's an easy kill. As he heads down on there. Should be able to take this one rather uncontested. We actually see Shouldn't go back to base right as the grubs spawn. Feels like with Flandre pushing this wave in right now, they don't feel comfortable enough to go for it immediately, and that means that BLG are going to be behind on the neutral objective front to start this game off.
For a collapse. Tarzan is still finishing this blue buff, though, before deciding whether he's going to impact the lane or go for the grubs, or honestly, neither by the looks of it.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, Tarzan, a player that always is able to make his presence known on the rim.
Or wombo combo damage to blow them up, and then reset, play another slow engage, and look for another play, as he is diving first play.
Wow, right on to Bin. Underneath the tier 1 turret, Flandre does land the knock up, but it is followed by the public execution of Bin. Void Rush comes through. Bin not going to flash away for the damage, but does make sure Flandre goes down to the final turret shot. It's a confirmed 1-for-1 as Tarzan does kill him with the Comet Spear.
A bot laner to first have a full item. This Essence Reaver is basically saying, I get to infinite wave clear now, and you cannot do anything about it. So, you do hold on, just going for this.
Going in. Flandre forced to flash away. Bin with that Q3, able to finish off the kill. But Tarzan is here, and he has a decent chunk of damage in his own right. But Bin follows up with the public execution. That eclipse with a lot of survivability. And in goes Shun with the flash, and the wind becomes lightning. 3 talent strike, and the kill. That's 2-0 in favor of BLG. Have the bottom side really be dominated by AL, top side dominated by BLG. That's where the gold is allocated, and that is where these players will be spending a lot of their time. A 2-0 Dragon lead for AL certainly will be helpful in terms of scaling.
And we'll be able to TP back up top, has the Unleashed TP at this point, is going to be safe up there. Tarzan pressuring bot lane, but Knight's quite tanky.
Look at the damage Knight's able to provide underneath the turret. Kyle with the Pop Blossom. This Knight flashes away from it to make sure he does not get stunned up, but Bin comes in with the TP of his own, has the public execution, and will use it onto Shanks. Gets hit by the Rune Prison, but the Petrifying Gaze in response is going to be enough for the Embested to drop. So it's a 1-for-1 in this fighter on the bottom side, and Hope hasn't even arrived yet. Chain of Corruption goes wide, but now Bin looking and hunting for potential stun. not going to find it, as it will just be BLG backing away with that 1-for-1, but the first tower also going in favor of Flunch.
They're having to burn ultimate just to evac your support out of the play.
Now Shanks, without any flash or ultimate, is going to be in trouble once again, as Shun has arrived to the bottom lane to take him down. That is Shanks' third death of the game. He has been targeted heavily. Try to cut Viper off if he goes a greedy route. Gonna get spotted out by that Drying Orb, but it might not even matter as he is forced to cleanse. Does use the Hail of Arrows to try and slow Tarzan down. And now the Chain of Corruption has come in. Bin has come back from base, and BLG are looking to party once again, and AL are not in the right position. Viper gets payback onto Tarzan, and they'll lose yet another man.
Longtime former teammates, Viper comes out on top in that one. Just barely playing on the edge. Does have to burn his summoners though, makes this Varus a target in future fights. But we need to see AL force something. They may have the Dragon lead, really, with how essential Dragons are going to be to a win for both teams.
Kyle using the clone to face check that brush where a lot of BLG members were in, and Tarzan opting to go forward is going to just get met here by Shun, who now has a wild growth on top of him. Only one gets stunned up by the petrifying gaze, but Shun is taken, and the Comet Spear from Tarzan will take him down. That's no jungler available here for BLG, and that is the signal for anyone's legend to go forward. Teleport comes in from Tarzan. They're going to go forward onto Viper. The Aegis keeping him alive for so long, nearly able to take the Varus down, but he will live by the slimmest of margins, and Bin has come in to clean up the rest of the fight. Flandre tap flashes in. He's able to get one back on tonight, but the Mbessa is just massive at this point in the game. Bin 1,500 gold up, 4-2-1. Looking to tear apart this Rek'Sai, and Shanks is in some danger as well. There's no ultimate available here for Bin, so he will have to back away, but BLG all in all come out on top in the fight.
Stifles that engage, and Shun with a really nice sidestep to not get stunned up. Tarzan collects him on the end, but
the fact that Knight able to clear out any wave that he chooses right now, that is around the top side. And now Realm Warp is coming in underneath the tier 1 turret. Could be in danger, are anyone's legend. Kyle does not hit anybody with that Pop Blossom, and he's already down. And so is Flandre, with Bin landing a beautiful public execution. So it's the tower plus 2 more in favor of Billy Gaming.
He's ahead of you now. You can't do anything here, AL. You can't play for this.
The 5v3 Hope does not have the Infinity Edge yet. That is a major power spike that has not been unlocked. Bin just trying to soak up as much pressure as he can to allow his team to wear purple for the next 3. Comparison to the rest of the map. 3 full items on this champion, nearing level 16, and AL already off to a good start as they pick off Knight and force him to use the Realm Warp defensively. That is a tool that they will no longer have at their disposal, but Shun still looking to go in. Lands that audacious charge onto Kyle, lands a knockup as well, and there's a Lulu on top of him to shut the Nico down. He dashes away from the petrifying gaze. Shun is popping off. He's got a triple kill here in this one. And now Flandre has teleported in, but is immediately forced to use that tunnel to escape.
Pulling off their attempt at a play. It was exactly what we wanted them to do 20 minutes ago. And not able to walk away with anything, it will be BLG securing an even larger gold lead. They won't be cracking the base off of this Baron, but I think keeping themselves in the game. Find Tarzan,
yeah,
they can take Baron for free.
You're playing Smash and you got an extra stock. You get to play a little bit more aggressive, make sure you're able to play it with your life a little bit more, and that's what Tarzan is going to force Shun to do. He has the wild growth on top of him now, but still in a pretty good position. Pop Blossom only finds on, and the fight now beginning in earnest with mid laners fighting around the top side of the map. Flandre on a teleport is going to find on a flank, but Tarzan is in a bad position himself, and he'll get taken down at the first casualty, and Flandre goes into the middle of a 1v5, and he's not going to like those odds one bit. He flashes on out. And now it is AL on a complete retreat underneath their own tier 2. But the Realm Warp is going to stop any sort of sense of that. Shanks goes golden, but it will deny the inevitable, as now Hope is the only one left standing around the fight.
Looking to knock down this top lane tower as well with the dragon spawning. I mean, there's the potential for AL to go for some kind of counterattack. You have Pantheon up with ult in 12 seconds. But where can you even find anything? It looks like it's just going to be forfeiting across the board.
Say at this point, BLG pick up their 3rd Chemtech Dragon, and they are looking good. But they could have maybe picked off on as Tarzan went in with an empowered Blast Cone, but it'll immediately be stymied. And Shun still going to be invulnerable at this point. The Guardian Angel has been popped. Kyle looking for another engage and does find a 2-man stun, but it will only be the Guardian Angel being popped off of Shun, and now Bin is straight into the backline, publicly executing anyone's legends right next to their own base. That is going to be another ace picked up as BLG will march into the mid lane as 5 strong to take game 1 of this series.
What decisive fashion to kick off the series. BLG fighting to call themselves top 1 in the league. No talk about this top 2 stuff, as they will walk it down, get their first game in the series. But remember, they still need to close it out if they want to be going into that first spot heading into playoffs.
It was close until it wasn't. AL with a much more solid and complete identity.
Yes, this one, last time you had the Cassiopeia running along with a Sivir, it's like those two kind of want to do different things.
Yeah. Very, very terrible. Obviously, there's enough pieces on AL's side in terms of DPS to make that not as much of an issue, but you still want to have a little bit of threat here. As speaking of threat, Kyle gonna actually flash to land a good headbutt into Knight and pull off an Uno reverse card. Tarzan goes in with a Cyclone, and that's first blood for anyone's legend. Thought that it was a good play for BLG, but AL do a great job turning it around on its head. Knight are able to make their way towards the Grubs and pick up a very solid neutral objective.
I think we're going to be very happy about this, particularly when it comes to side laning. Anytime Shanks can get those minions under the tower, it's going to be even more impactful for trying to get the 1-3-1 online for AL.
Knight able to get out of that one unscathed. And now Shun and Tarzan will once again be contesting here around this top side scuttles. Tarzan does have the ultimate available once again, and so does Shun as he pops the World Ender. In he goes, not going to land that Q2, and now going to be forced to back away. Tarzan with the first proc of the Cyclone does a lot of damage. Shank dashes back over the wall, and Knight still awaiting to use the Emperor's Divide, finds it at a perfect moment to take Tarzan down, and that evens the kill score up for BLG.
A weird standoff where both mid supports will kind of look at each other, and Knight with the first one to blink.
And now, without having to use that Fate Seal, Shanks can go in and pick up a solo kill onto Knight. Just doing a little bit of peppering onto their oppositions. The Rift Herald still has not been taken, but the Dragon will eventually fall. Shanks ends up blast hitting it, evens up that count at 1. Could come at the cost of this tier 1 turret, but I think overall anyone's legend generally in a good spot, as Bin is able to clear this wave out and allow for Shun to make his way towards this Herald on the top side.
I don't know if Shanks is tracking where Bin is, but can potentially cancel a TP should he go for it. Ooh, does find the recall and stop it, but it doesn't matter. Will there be a force fight here? Kyle is in a great
Look at Kyle. He has a great position for a flank, and Tarzan knows it in with the Cyclone, and it's immediately followed up by Hope. A 2-for-0, as it's a double kill for the Kaisa, and Flandra flashes right over the Sand Soldiers and says, not today. It's a 3-for-0 in favor of AL.
On to BLG. Able to secure some plates on either side of the map as reward. Probably going to be more gold than BLG will get by throwing down that Herald, as now we get to see how it started off. Situation where both teams have 1 dragon apiece. The next one spawning is in 3 minutes. Mid lane tier 1s are alive, as AL is forcing something onto Bin.
Landing that Q3, Bin in a precarious situation, but he throws out the all-out, going to try to turn this 1v2. But Shanks the Soul Unbound has suddenly become very powerful, and he's able to take down Bin.
Could fight both of the enemy solo lane as well. With the Blade the Ruined King, yeah, Shanks card tears through that Cassandre, as now BLG try to do the same to mid lane tower, but TP coming in.
Teleport coming in. It's going to be from both solo laners, and Hope going to try to slow down the bottom lane's retreat on already being taken out. And Shun is going to have to try to hop into this Rift Herald to go on a grand escape, but they break the car open before his very feet. And Tarzan will make it 8-1 in favor of AL. It's 9-1 now in favor of the Pandas. And they're going to take down this mid-tier 1 and maybe even look for the Nash. They're feeling confident enough. That just shows you AL firing on all cylinders once again. And Shanks is at the heart of that, navigating his way against Knight. And in goes Tarzan again, landing another 2-man Cyclone onto Shun and on. They're surviving for a long time, but they have not had Hope arrive yet. They go with the Killer Instinct, but Viper's able to shut him down. And they get a second one onto Tarzan. Here comes BLG, and they're here with a vengeance. 4 kills down, and it's Shanks now trying to fight the rest of the team. But it will not matter. It is BLG with a huge punish, and they're going to get the Baron at the 22-minute mark.
Everything looked so good for AL, and then on a moment it turns. the reinforcements arrive, and AL just weren't able to get enough done in time going on him. And then it's just you're outnumbered. Shanks got pinged back over the wall. He was nowhere near to help the DPS.
And look at Shun soaking up all of that damage. You see the power of that Sundered Sky, the healing doing wonders we're able to previously.
It's a proper
Speaking of
install.
ascending, Knight might ascend up to another world, as he is going to be in a whole lot of trouble. That interaction works well when you're in a 1v1, but maybe not in a 1v4, as the killer instinct from Hope sends him straight into a big payout of 300 gold.
And that's what we need to see if AL want to get this to a game 3, want to make this last match and seize it to make the game even. One more play goes wrong, and suddenly it's back into a winning spot.
Tarzan again. Nice to the Emperor's Divide there by Knight this time, and Hope just gets assassinated straight into 4 members of BLG, and that killer instinct ended up killing him instead. Shanks now has to flash over the red buff wall, but he's going the wrong direction as BLG find another opening to get themselves back into this game.
3 people chasing down Shanks. He doesn't have the Baron recall. He has to fight his way if he wants any chance of survival, but it is only a matter of time until Viper finally having a Viper-like game.
When you have a Renata ulti, a Nazir shuffle, even a knockup from Cassante or Aatrox, as soon as you press your instant all-in and that's your last dash, it becomes very difficult to play the rest of the game. And we're going to see that right here. Hope getting zoned out by Knight, but anyone's Legend still trying to force this fight. The headbutt in from Kyle is big, and they should be able to take this Azir down. He lives for a little bit longer, but eventually will be Hope to issue the killing blow. Bin running out of time on his all-out, will be forced to flash away, and that is all going to be BLG retreating after losing their mid laner.
The attempted contest by BLG for this dragon. That's going to be soul point for AL.
So the back and forth game that we were hoping to see between these two teams. A battle for the first seed in Group Ascend is delivering here in this second matchup. AL going to pick up this 3rd dragon of the game. He has the Guardian Angel, but is afraid to go over the wall just yet. A teleport comes in with the spellbook from Kyle. They've kept the Baron at 5,000, waiting for anyone's Legends to go in. Shanks goes with the Soul Unbound, but is now forced to tether back, as Flandra has now overheated. In goes Knight. He goes for the shuffle, but everybody flashes away. And that is a big tool that is no longer at the BLG mid laner's disposal. He's burning down, and in goes Hope, but he goes golden at just the right time. And Viper is gone on Wolffall. It's a double kill already for the Kaisa, and Hope has found his moment. It's a triple kill for the AL bot laner, and that will be the full ace for AL.
Absolutely fantastic from AL. They let BLG draw themselves to the end of the Baron and then say, no, this is our fight. Kyle had a perfect TP flank to go around the side and completely shut out any escape from BLG. Once they had walked too far, once they had stepped into AL's trap, it was all over from there. As we get the full 3 games. Hell yeah!
BLG looked like with the Baron they could shut things out, but AL had a glimmer of hope. We're going to a decider in our final series of the regular season.
The screen froze
You
just
got
as
your
they...
wish.
Hooray! I was just thinking it's a good Sejuani angle, and I was, I wasn't going to be disappointed with Tarzan on Lee Sin, but if AL really wants to treat me nice, I suppose they can. So, gotta stay on the board to keep up with him.
Yeah, we'll see if that build that you mentioned comes in, and one of the biggest synergies that Sejuani has in this game is with Flandra on the Renekton. They already forced a couple of flashes, and they're going to get a stun out of him as well. Bin in severe danger, and danger turns to death. It's first blood for AL on the top side. Around the mid lane, all but show at this point. Not a lot of full sends in this certain exchange. We've just crossed the 5-minute mark. Shun really wanting this camp, able to secure it. Hero's entrance does come out, and Kyle and Tarzan are both knocked up, and both ticking dangerously low. Shun picks up that first kill, and BLG have equalized the kill count at 1. Styled all over him on this pick. And since then, it seems like Knight's learned. He's had a pretty good time on this one. We're going to see him have it again as he lands a stun onto Shanks, takes him down, and gives Shun his 2nd kill of the game on the Kindred. So BLG getting this jungle snowball rolling, and it's coming off of the back of their star mid laner, playing on more the defensive side.
The immobile mage. This is the thing about locking in an immobile mage early into a draft, especially where it's that early on. Dying?
We're just praising him. That's a caster curse right there, Melvin, as Hope ends up getting taken, or getting a kill in the bottom lane in his
will be able to just continue to eat up these Kindred marks. Currently at 1 for sure. We've got to look at the 4 is the big marker. Once he gets that, it'll be an extra 75 attack range on the Kindred, and then further 25 range for each 3 marks beyond that. Anshin isn't going to cancel recall. That is going to be running off a base with the Kraken Slayer in pocket. I don't think there'll be anything to do over here on this side of the map, but that is a very, very scary Kindred at this point into the game. You need to be super careful if you get into a fight, particularly with that dragon spawning in 3 minutes.
Yeah, the silver lining, only 1 mark for Shun so far. You want to just make sure no more blood is shed in the top lane.
And they do secure that mark for Shun on the Kindred, which is also important. Hold on there, as he overstepped potentially.
For more too, and he dies away from the dredge line of Kyle. Protoplasm Harness has been procced, and there's a lot of stuns issued onto Shun. Can they burst him down before the ulti? No! The Lamb's Respite does come out, but it's a big numbers advantage right now in favor of anyone's Legend, as they are punishing this invade by BLG. True Shot Barrage going to come out. It takes down a member as the Renekton does fall, and Knight and Bin suddenly are able to make things work in the 2v3 situation. Knight down at 300 HP. Shanks issues the gravity well, but is unable to do a lot more damage onto the Galio, and both sides will retreat.
And now we get a skirmish over Dragon. Both junglers are here.
Tempered Fate does delay On's death for a little bit, but it still should happen. And there's the snipe from downtown, sticking Shun into a glacial prison. A beautiful play from Tarzan Sejuani, as it's a 2-for-0 plus the Drake for the Pandas. Would certainly be the topic of conversation, as both junglers will interact there on the top side of the map.
You get very heavy trading into the mid lane. Bot ult down.
Speaking of Tempered Fate, it's actually going to land on the Hope, who now is exhausted and taking a lot of damage from the Mystic Shots of Viper. He dashes in and picks up the shutdown onto Hope. And now BLG have a 4v3 in their favor and will take Kyle down. So, with that kill, with that pick, AL now find themselves down to 2 men, and BLG have evened up that kill score once again.
I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, that's just incredibly greedy from the bot lane of AL, as we do get a collapse now, looking to try and at least get on.
Yeah, the teleport from Flandre is going to be first. He pops a Dominus on, going to be in some trouble as Tarzan is just fully targeting him in his own right in a 1v1. Knight going to land the Justice Punch on Flandre, try to peel him out, and the Hero's Entrance going to at least negate a little bit of extra damage. Flandre going to get stunned up by On, who is somehow still alive at the end of the fight. It's going to be the Herald secured by Tarzan, but nobody will be able to claim the eye, as it will be BLG 5 strong trying to take the Sejuani down. True Shot Barrage barely unable to land.
He snuck it! Kyle snuck it!
Who sneaks in there and pulls off a grand escape with the Herald in tow.
What a crazy heist to turn up the end of that play. Thrown away the lead by the AL bot lane, and then is going to be able to finish off the play, claiming the mid lane tier 1. Okay.
Tier 1 to try to fill Bin's pockets a little bit.
Very respectful and definitely correct from Flandre to not stand there under that tower. Normally a Renekton would be pretty durable, but when you're against Kindred ult plus Bard ult, that is not a support TP.
The Baron, I should say. Speaking of, are on the top side of the map. It has been and Shanks engaged in a 1v1, and a teleport came in from Knight to try to cut off the rest of anyone's Legends. Flandre now answered the TP of his own, popped to Dominus, and will look to try to engage on to BLG. Tempered Fate going to slow up 3. There goes the Glacial Prison onto Shun, forces him back, and the first kill is on to the Victor, but now it's immediately traded back in a 1-for-1. Tarzan going to get singled out and taken down by 3 members of BLG, and Viper is 1v1ing Hope underneath his own area of the map. True Shot Barrage not going to connect with the weirding well. Bin finds the kill, and Billy Gaming get 4 for 1, and will head over to the big purple worm.
And it was Shanks trying to burn cooldowns to force Bin away, but the collapse from both teams it ended up being that Shanks died first, and as soon as that damage threat is down, AL are a bunch of beefy guys and a Sejuani and a Corki hitting you. It's not going to do much. So quite soon, if BLG just play a slow dragon start, there's the potential to just take Shanks off the table before he even has a chance to play the game.
As the Baron power play continues for another 75 seconds, it'll allow for BLG to march to the bottom lane, take down this tier 2 turret, add a little bit more gold into their inventories before this next dragon spawns. They want to make sure that AL do not have an opportunity to get to mount to Ocean Soul Point at this point in the game.
It looks like they're not even going to try and contest. Shanks on the top side without TP.
AL threw out a lot of tools, but weren't able to find anything, as BLG will make their way back towards the Drake.
I mean, Kyle's defensive Nautilus hooks have been great, but that's not what you're picking Nautilus for at the end of the day. You want to be going forwards. You need to be going forwards, as now
any of those denial abilities from BLG are unable to be chained together and just keep looking for fights like they're going to do so here. They land a stun onto On and hope to be able to back forward and one-shot the Bard before the Tempered Fate does land back down. Looking like it is a possibility at least to open up the season with a season sweep in Split 1. But there's still work to be done. Flandre has popped the dominance. He's looking to get a kill onto Bin, and he uses the ultimate straight into the arms of Tarzan. It's going to be another big pick onto the BLG top laner as he gets shut down by the Sejuani with Baron up in 35. Sole point.
That is crazy to not even start with any kind of contest, but that's just the power of what On and BLG have been doing with Vision. They go in, control the area, and don't give AL a safe approach. A lot of attention being played over to Hope.
Flandre TP's in, On looking for a flash engage. That was not the play, as he will get taken down by Hope. The Tempered Fate does land onto 2 to try to slow things down in this current engage, but AL find another massive pick, and this time On is dead as the Baron is up. He doesn't know. Flandre is waiting for him. He's going to finally get caught out, but he shifts right into the Renekton's arms. On the other side of things, it is Knight already going golden with the Arcane Storm raining down on the backline of Billy. Here comes the hero, and his name is Knight, and takes Flandre down. And on the other side of things, the 4v2 already has the Land's Respite down. Shouldn't try to buy some time, but it's 2 more kills picked up here for AL. Knight and Viper, the 2 carries, the 2 superstars, trying to save the game from BLG, but it won't happen. A shutdown for the Shanks' Victor, and now it is Knight on the run. Tarzan trying to chase him down. On his back up, but he will not be able to save his carry. It is Hope getting another, and it's AL winning the fight.
Baron is available. Tempered Fate is on the table. Will On have a spellbook change over to Smite potential? As we get... God, it's going to be so difficult to end, though, with the extra tower playing as Bin is looking for an aggressive TP.
Hope! They all know this. In goes Hope! He assassinates Viper on the Ezreal. Knight comes in, but it is far too late, as a double kill has already opened up for the Corki. He'll eventually get dropped, as Bin picks up a big shutdown, but On's already down, and it's only Knight and Bin against 4 members of AL. The Red Panda still have Baron. They are going to push down mid, and they're going to try to claim the #1 seed.
They're walking it down. They have numbers. It is just the solo laners of BLG, the ones that have made the difference every time in this matchup. Can they hold?
Neither have ultimate, neither have a ton of DPS, neither have a lot of wave clear. The Nexus tower is going to start to melt like paper against the might of BLG. Anyone's Legends kept the same roster, and in the new year are going to continue their dominance over BLG. They get the win, and they will claim first place in the LPL entering the postseason.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.